So we have unheard of levels of trauma that have happened in the last couple of years to everybody, that everyone is so already full of things they have to adjust to, big things that they have to mentally cope with. They're change exhausted, they're changed out. Anything else is a drop in an already kind of overflowing cup. And one more drop of anything really evokes a kind of a stress reaction in people, just a given. And so ignoring that is the quickest way to sort of doom any initiative, even if it's an initiative that ultimately made sense or would have made sense 2 years ago. We really, really, really have to focus on the human piece of this and the resource piece of this. That's actually really key, because under-resourcing will kill an initiative, whereas before it might just have slowed it down. So on our website have a free tool that walks you through some of the things to think about when you want to set a commitment. And we're talking about any commitment that sort of falls within JEDI. So anything you want to do, justice, equity, diversity, inclusion within your organization, it's a free tool. We want to make sure it's open source. We want to make sure that everyone has access to it. Walks you through some steps of things to consider and ways to consider the thing you might want to do. After you have your commitment, then we have other programs that will help you figure out how to implement that. And so from an implementation standpoint, you want to take smaller chunks. You want to make sure your goals are more reasonable. You want to make sure that you're working in an agile, this is a tech thing, but working in an agile way, which basically means you're going to try something, you're going to assess the risk of it, you're going to put it in place, and then you're going to look at it. Did it work? Did it not work? What can we do better? And you're going to circle around. And so you're going forward, but you're going forward in loops, and you're sort of stepping up, as opposed to the waterfall approach of before, where it's like 3 months later, done, launched, let's stop and walk away. It's just not going to work anymore. And it honestly has been transitioning for a while, but we're firmly in a space where we need to take things in smaller chunks. We need to have SMART goals. We need to measure those goals, gather data, and then figure out what our next step is incrementally.
So where does resistance fit in that?
Yeah, so the resistance comes in a couple of places. Going back to this idea that anyone, any community that's coming from a trauma-based place is waiting to see the sort of what's in it for them. And so typically you have about 18 to 20% of people will do something based on what they think the value is, on the perceived value. Everybody else will move forward when they see a value that has happened that they can apply to their own experience. So that does not mean that they are on purpose holding back. It means they're just wired that way. They are not able to fully connect with something until they understand a actual value and how it will help them. So when we're thinking about engaging the leaders in your organization who may be under the radar right now, we're looking for those people. We're looking for those 18 to 22 people. We're not trying to move everybody.